Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. We're finally starting to see the market turn more bullish again, and like I mentioned in my previous video, a lot of indicators started to stabilize, and we're now getting some signs that we might be ready to start seeing some big money re-enter the markets, and that's really what we've been waiting on for several months now. If we take a look at the charts, I'm going to cover this in more detail in just a second. But Bitcoin is now attempting to push out of its downtrend line, and we got a very strong bounce today. Indicators are starting to turn bullish, so this really could be the bottom, and we may be able to avoid a drop lower down to 4,500, where our long-term uptrend line is at. Now, we have to wait for confirmation, right? That's the rule with technical analysis. We're not fully out of the downtrend line just yet. But if within the next day or two, we get that move out of the downtrend line, pretty much all we need is one more green candlestick and we're out of it. If we are able to do that, then we'll have most likely completely avoided that drop down to $4,000 or $5,000 on the Bitcoin chart. But if we're not able to get out of the downtrend line and we end up getting a rejection at the last minute, then we may still end up reaching the end of the symmetrical triangle formation. Now, just to talk a little bit about what happened over the past 24 hours, we are up around 5% for a lot of cryptocurrencies out there. Even some of the altcoins up 10, 15%. So definitely quite strong. And I wanted to let you know that we have a big announcement coming soon. So make sure to follow me on Twitter. Within the next week or so, I will be announcing something that I've been working on for quite some time. So definitely stay tuned for that. And just to talk about some news that may be affecting the market, U.S. securities regulator unveiled a proposal to ease ETF approvals. And although this isn't directly related to crypto, this has to do with, Bitcoin ETFs and Itcoin ETFs potentially getting accepted or moving in the right direction for that. And it seems like it's just a matter of time at this point. It's something that should bring a huge money into the crypto marketplace through those ETFs. And that is really going to be, kind of a game changer, right? That could really up big time the overall market cap of the crypto market. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin chart in more detail here. As you can see, we have successfully broken out of our downtrend line already on the RSI after stabilizing. And this is actually a very good sign and maybe even a hint that that's what's going to happen to the price next. We actually ended up breaking out of our downtrend line on the RSI before reaching the end of the formation. So that's yet another sign that this may happen next on the price here within the next few days. We are also uptrending on the MACD. Histogram looking very strong here, now starting to turn bullish, not even dipping that much lower anymore. And we got that positive crossover for the third time on the MACD, which is usually the time that we're able to make the uptrend begin, right, and finally get that crossover that lasts. So we do have some resistance ahead, of course, here in the short term, the downtrend line and the middle band. And after that, it's going to be around $7,000. That's where our upper Bollinger Band is at. So we may not be able to get a huge move, back to $10,000 right away. But what matters here is getting out of the downtrend line and then just making sure we stabilize above $6,250, right? As long as that happens, we should be ready to make progress from there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Ethereum chart and see what's going on. So going over to the Coinbase chart, we can see that Ethereum is back in its symmetrical triangle formation. This is also pretty huge. We are also experiencing a slight uptrend now on the RSI. We do have, a bigger downtrend line that's still in the making, but that basically creates that symmetrical triangle formation that we're talking about with the price. So we do have resistance ahead, of course, at $500 and, the middle band, the downtrend line. But it seems like we have avoided, a drop down to $361 for the time being, right? That doesn't seem like we're going to be testing that again as of right now. So hopefully we'll be able to remain above the uptrend line and just slowly but surely move higher. We could very well test the end of the symmetrical triangle formation here at around $450 and then, break out higher from there. I think that is a definite possibility right now, and we're also seeing a nice amount of buying volume here on Ethereum and a lot of other cryptocurrency charts. So that's always a good thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin next. Litecoin is stabilized and is now moving higher towards its middle band. We're attempting our third crossover right now. We are also starting to see a slight uptrend begin on the histogram, and we have also broken out of our downtrend line on the RSI. That's yet again a bullish sign. Now, Litecoin does have a lot of resistance ahead, but we managed to stabilize very well at around $70, And I think that at this point, it's just going to be a matter of trying to get back to $100, at least test that again. And as long as we don't go back below $70, I mean, we did actually go back below it in the short term, but as long as we don't drop below $70, we will most likely avoid, any kind of more serious drop down to, $40 basically. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nano. So Nano is actually not experiencing as much bullish signs as other cryptos out there. As you can see, we're still in this consolidation between 35,000 Satoshis and 40,000 Satoshis. With that being said, we are stabilizing and we're not dropping lower as of right now, which is a good sign. I expect this consolidation to probably continue a little bit longer. As soon as we get back above 40,000 Satoshis, that's when we can expect to see a little bit more upside movement. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ripple now, see what's going on. We're then going to go over EOS as per usual. So taking a look at the Bittrex chart here, Ripple is currently stabilizing right around $45 and we managed to flatten out a lot on the price and on the indicators, especially the RSI and MACD. So that's actually a good sign, although it isn't a huge move to the upside or anything like that. It's the first sign that we want to look for to then start moving higher again. So this is kind of that stabilization process before the move higher. I think we're probably going to stabilize a little bit longer here. We are pretty tight on the Bollinger Band range. That's pretty common actually on the Ripple chart. But as soon as we start to move back above 65 cents and those Bollinger Bands start to expand, that will allow for some more serious move to the upside and potentially even a test of $1 within the next few weeks. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be, let's see, next up is EOS, and let's take a look at what's going on. So taking a look at the Binance chart, we can see that EOS flattened out at around 12,500 Satoshis, got a nice little bounce on that 30 line on the RSI. That creates an uptrend line, and I'm going to go ahead and draw out our downtrend line on the RSI as well. It looks like we have a symmetrical triangle formation. Might take a little bit of time to reach the end of that. 2-3 weeks, but right now we're still looking okay. I would like to try to get back above 13,000 Satoshis as quickly as possible because we don't have a huge amount of support in this area where we're currently at. Any move back below 12,000 Satoshis would put us down to our uptrend line, so that is still a possibility, and the best way to avoid that would be getting back above 13,000 Satoshis within the next few days. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Stellar Lumens, and take a look at what's going on. So going over to the Binance chart here where I have my previous lines drawn out, we can see that we managed to avoid dropping below 3,000 Satoshis. That's a good sign at this point. I think that we're probably going to start to consolidate between 3,000 and 3,500 Satoshis. Within the next few days, if we are able to get a very strong push, we might even be able to get back above our uptrend line, but that is already going to be quite harder. We do have a lot of resistance in that 3,500 Satoshi area. With that being said, the indicators are finally starting to show some bullish signs again and are coming back up. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next crypto. That's going to be Lisk and see what's going on. Lisk was showing some interesting patterns over the last couple of days. And right now we can see that we managed to remain above our uptrend line, slowly but surely moving higher. We're back above our 30 line on the RSI. And indicators pretty flat right now. Price looking like we're going to make an attempt for the middle band. We'll see if we're able to get back above $6.24. Might not be the easiest thing to do just yet, but those indicators flattening out and the price flattening out is the first sign of the bottom and then the reversal after that, right? And what we're talking about in this video is the bottom may be in, and we might actually avoid that much lower of a downside for Bitcoin. Like I said, that would be 4,500 Satoshis, although it is still a possibility. At this point, it's looking less and less likely by the day. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Cardano, see what's going on. And if we go over to the Bittrex chart, we can see that Cardano is, let's see, bouncing off our 2,000 Satoshi support level, nice hammer candlestick, and then confirmation candlestick after that. We still want to see the indicators move back a bit higher, but we did get a lot of buying volume on that reversal candlestick. And at this point, I'm going to expect some consolidation between 2,000 and 2,500 Satoshis as we wait for the market to stabilize again and then move higher. So something pretty similar is what we had back over here. And the good thing with that is if we go ahead and draw out our uptrend line, we actually made a higher low compared to back here. That's always a good sign. Now we do, of course, still have a bit of a downtrend line going on, so we have this symmetrical triangle formation that's still in the making, but we're really reaching the end of it in the short term here. Within the next few days, we'll get a good idea if we'll be ready to move higher. Let's go ahead, take a look at our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update. That's going to be IOTA. IOTA is, need to go over to the previous chart here. Take a look at the Bitfinex chart. IOTA is trying to get back above $1. I think it'll manage to do so this time around. And, indicators also attempting to get that nice move back over, especially on the MACD and histogram looking very strong here. Great reversal. We got a nice hook back over on the MACD now crossing over. And I think this time it's going to last. We're probably going to get an attempt over the next few weeks at a test of the downtrend line and then start moving higher from there, hopefully. With that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.